guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Power Rangers Shattered Grid issue 1. And before I start talking about this issue, I do want to give an update that I do have currently a comic book Kickstarter for my comic, like Father Like Daughter. If you'd like to get the trade, the first 4 issues of the comic, it's about a high school girl. Father lets her to become a full-time superhero. Everyone in the world loves him except for her, and then she inherits his abilities. So you gotta find out what happens. If you want to check that out, it's in the description below, the link for the Kickstarter. Well, let's start talking about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Shattered Grid. This is the last issue for Shattered Grid, which has been a pretty epic story arc / event, really consistent throughout, having, the same creative team on it, same artist, which is great too, because a lot of times when you see these events, because they're so big, especially books like this, you have like 10 different artists working on the issue, but there's only 2 artists on this book, and one being Daniel, who has been working on the other Mighty Morphin issues, and it's more of another storyline that they used the other artists for, which I really liked. So this is some of, I believe, Diego's work here. And then you have some more of Daniel's art for more Power Ranger action, which is outside of the grid. So I really like the way they utilize the art, and they both have similar styles, so it really wasn't jarring at all to see the 2 different artists. And like I said, it just was a really consistent product throughout this whole entire event. Now, and even the parts of Ryan's book, which is Go-Go, telling its own story, and Mighty Morphin with Kyle telling his own story, and still combining it in a really cool way. It's just been one of the most consistent events, and that's something I keep wanting to gush over, because we just get so many comic events, and this just, you could tell how well crafted it was. And going into the ending here, sorry I haven't even talked about this issue yet, but with this issue, we get to see the finale of Lord Drakkon and how they end up fixing the grid again, and kind of going into Tommy's mind, and obviously what's been going on, what Kimberly ended up doing, the Ranger Slayer Kimberly in Go-Go and Mighty Morphin, and now how that affected that Tommy, and how that Tommy defeats Lord Drakkon, which was cool. But I will say, I liked it and disliked it, because one thing I really loved about Mighty Morphin issue 30, and I kind of wish that was the last issue, and they wrapped it up there, is because I liked, and why I like Shattered Grid as well, is that yes, it was about Tommy, but it also wasn't about Tommy. You know, every Power Ranger event or big thing is about Tommy, because he's, the biggest Ranger of the franchise. So it was nice to see, Jason taking charge, Kimberly having that last blow, and I like those moments. But here in this issue, even though obviously it's still about the other Rangers, it is about Tommy, and it's about the other Tommy defeating Lord Drakkon. I think Tommy fans will be happy about that, but as, I think an overall Power Ranger fan, I wanted to see a story where it wasn't Tommy who saves the day, it was the other Rangers. And obviously the other Rangers helped, but it was the final blow, in a way, was the other Tommy. So, I did like the Kimberly and Tommy moments, though, because obviously that was a huge part of this series, is their relationship, so we get to see a little bit of that. But I also like that Kimberly wasn't just the girlfriend of Tommy. She definitely had a lot of story that wasn't pertaining to that. This issue kind of deals more about the romantic relationship between them, but I thought they did it in a good job, or in a good way. And then by the end, we get to see a really cool, touching moment between the Rangers and saying, hey, we saved the world. And they said, no, we didn't save the world. We saved all the worlds. And I guess they might forget about it, and that's why we'll see how that plays out in Go-Go, because in Mighty Morphin we're going to see other Rangers, and maybe why they remember stuff. I don't know who's going to remember, because in the end it kind of leads you into seeing that it looks like they're going to forget what happened, which is like, oh, of course, with an event like this, that's exactly what would happen, because they had to save the world. But this is an interesting issue, because I actually had to read it a second time to enjoy it more. The first time I read it, again, I was still thinking about the Tommy stuff, and I do think it was a little bogged down with over-explanation of, how this all worked out and how they didn't make the grid shattered anymore. It was a lot of mythology stuff, and I feel with Go-Go and even Mighty Morphin issue 30, there's definitely a lot more character stuff with the other characters. Again, Tommy definitely had a lot of stuff in this issue, but that's something I liked about issue 30 probably more than this issue. So at least for the first read, I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel. But with the second read, I mean, this was a really good event, and it concluded in a good way. And I thought it was a really consistent event. So I'm stoked to see where Power Rangers goes. I love Go-Go, so I can't wait to see where that series goes. And really excited for Marguerite Bennett's run of Mighty Morphin, and I'm a huge Kimberly fan. That's my favorite Ranger, so I'm excited to see Ranger Slayer as the leader of this group, and again, how this stems off of this story, because it is going to stem off of Shattered Grid. So overall, I'm going to give this a solid 4 stars, and you should definitely pick up Shattered Grid if you haven't. It's one of the best comic book events in a really long time, so definitely pick it up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. And I'll see you guys later.